So,
Cool.
welcome everyone. Hello. I am, I was on Periscope too.
Yeah.
I am Kate Taylor, and this is,
I'm Jody Bullock, registered dietitian, holistic health coach.
yes, and I am a stylist. I'm a personal stylist and image consultant, and we are doing a series of blabs over the next month where we will be talking about your health and your style, specifically losing weight that has been hanging on to you and getting rid of clothes that are hanging in your closet that you don't need, and honing in on your style and really kind of grabbing hold of that. So we're really, really excited to have you guys here, and we will be back doing this probably once a week for the next month. And we've got lots of goodies coming up that you'll see. But today, I'm going to be talking about how to figure out what your style is exactly, where to find the number one place where you should find items for your style, and then how to know when to get rid of a piece when it's kind of time to let it go. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And Jody's going to be talking about.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. I'm going to be talking about the most important step and the first thing that you need to do if you have a weight loss or other goal for whatever period of time it is. And I'm going to tell you guys about the first two foods that you need to eliminate to accelerate your results. And then we're going to talk about, it's kind of funny how we were chatting about water before we started recording just now, but we're going to talk about drinks and what you're drinking, how this can either increase or inhibit your weight loss efforts.
Which is a big, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we kind of like to go back and forth between Jody and I, and you'll see that that's kind of how we just kind of go. But please feel free to, if you are live with us, ask any questions that you have in the chat box. Give the praise hands, whatever's moving you at the moment. We would love to see it. And if you are watching the replay and you have a question, feel free to email us back and ask us any kind of questions that might come to mind. So, Jody, why don't you start with your first point and we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So really when you're starting out with any type of health goal, whether it's weight loss or not, you need to have a goal. That's the first tip, but we're going to talk about what that means in more detail, right? So it's important to know where you're going. You need to have something that is, I'm sure you guys have heard of SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and then a timeline, right? So you know what you're working with. So if you have a goal, let's just say weight loss, just for the purpose of what we're talking about today, because a lot of people want to lose some amount of weight, whether it's just toning up a little bit or, starting out on a longer journey towards a weight loss goal. But you need to have like a number. You need to know where you want to be and why. And then it really makes sense too to have a goal that there's a reason behind it. So it's not just, I want to weigh whatever pounds because I think then that is going to make me happy, but it's knowing what is going to be good for your body, for your health, how you feel about yourself and how you feel in your body. So first you have to figure out like what is your goal and why do you even have it? Because if you aren't motivated to do anything, you won't reach that goal for sure. So, a lot of my clients, their goals are to start out with just to feel better because they have like food sensitivities or digestive problems. But usually there is a weight loss component because those things can keep you very stuck. So, knowing where you're going and knowing that there's a process to get there, and you have to also know what you're willing to do along the way. So some people are overachievers, right? And they're like, I'm going to work out 7 days a week or 6 days a week and, for an hour a day. And if that's you, then that's fine. If that's something that you maybe we're already doing. So I like to work with people mostly on is the food component because it is so important. But exercising, you know, that's a piece of it. So when I have my clients set goals, we usually do 3 different ones. So one's related to food, one's related to a lifestyle goal, and one is related to exercise. So this is when we have already set like a bigger picture goal. So first you need to have an end point that you're working towards that is achievable, attainable, that makes sense for you. And there's a great reason for you to be motivated by it. And then we break it down week by week. So however long we have together, however many sessions or however long the program is, then we look at what can you do to be progressing all along that time frame to get there by the end. So you don't need to be stressed out if you have 10 pounds to lose. You can't expect or shouldn't expect to lose them in 1 week. But if we're working together for, 10 weeks, you could lose more than that if you wanted. So it's keeping your mind on, the end, and then how are you going to be strategic along the way to make sure that you get there. And so that's kind of the things we do is we break down, okay, what would be like a really big, impactful health habit or switch or swap that would make a difference? And then it's just kind of layer by layer. So having that specific thing in mind is so important, and not just saying, I want to lose weight, or I'm going to work out more, or I'm going to eat vegetables, but you have to have a way to measure it.
So not saying the 10-pound thing, but saying 10 pounds in 10 weeks or something like that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because if you don't put a timeline on it, then
right. It's just
what's going to motivate you to do it? And then usually people have a reason, right? Like, oh, they're going somewhere, they're going on a trip, or they're going to a reunion, or maybe they're just sick and tired of it and they're signing up for a program and they're like, I'm going to commit to doing this because I just need some guidance along the way.
Right. Kind of a coach there to cheer you on. All Olympic athletes have coaches. Fun fact about coaching. Okay, cool. So then on that same kind of idea with style, you also have to have the foundation of figuring out what your style is. So first you have to figure out what your goal is for your health. And then from the style aspect, we have to figure out what is your style. So you have a foundation for both, right? And how you figure out your style with me, and what I suggest everyone doing, my clients or viewers watching, is determining your style and making sure that it's in line with both your personal brand and your business or professional brand. And what the secret behind that is that it's actually one and the same. So when you think that you're actually separate from your business, when you are, just doing grocery shopping and you look, in a stained shirt and stained pants, you're actually also representing your brand there too. So it's one and the same, and you have to make sure that you are always on point with what that brand is. It doesn't mean you should be wearing a prom dress all the time, but it does mean that you need to be in line with your company's brand, because it takes 3 seconds to make a first impression and you never get a second one. So you need to make sure that in, meeting someone at the grocery store, or networking or marketing or anything that you're doing in business, coworkers, that you are giving the right first impression, the one that you want to be giving. So a little trick that I do with my clients to figure this out is grab a piece of paper, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. Grab a piece of paper wherever you are, and you're going to draw 5 circles. So they're going to look like this. And mine are super colorful, obviously, but yours can just be one color. It doesn't matter. I just really like color. So it's going to look like that. Jody, can you see that, or is it blurry?
Totally clear.
Okay, great. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw the 5 circles. And in the center circle, so this one right here, you are going to put your name, okay? So you're going to put your name and your company name, your business name, whatever it is that's going on for you. That's the center of the circle. You are the center of this entire process. And then on 3 of the little, so there was 5 circles on the outside. There was 5 arrows going out with circles. Okay. So in 3 of those circles, I want you to determine your style by asking yourself 2 questions. One is, what do I want myself and my brand to be seen as? So that's what we're going to do in the 3 circles. So what do you want your brand and yourself to be seen as? Is it smart, healthy, joyful, engaging, friendly, easygoing, wealthy, successful? What are those 3 descriptive words that you would like to have others see you as, and your brand as, and that you would like yourself to see yourself as? Jody,
so that's 3 things?
3 things.
3 out of 5?
Yep, 3 out of 5. 3 words that describe how you want you to be seen by others, as well as your brand to be seen by others. What would be 3 descriptive words you would use, Jody?
For me, I always say either like approachable, is because I want to be approachable, and I want my philosophy and health to be approachable for people as well, so they don't think it has to be like a hard thing or scary or unattainable thing. So that's one. And then I would say like successful for sure. So I like know what I'm doing.
Yep.
So maybe that would also include smart or educated, successful. And then, like, I think that when you're healthy, you are happier. So I would say something like positive or happy or joyful.
Perfect. So you have approachable, smart/successful, and happy. Okay, great. And for me, mine would be joyful, successful, and engaging. So we kind of have 2 similar ones there that I would want people to see me as. So then the second question is, what lights you up when you think about your style and the image or appearance of your clothes and your shoes? So that would be the last 2 bubbles. When you think about your style, when you think about the clothes you have in your wardrobe, when you think about going shopping, what excites you and lights you up the most? Is it bright things? Is it funky things? Is it edgy things? Conservative, fitted, relaxed, fun, polished?
Mine would be, I like neutrals. I like neutrals, and then like classic things, like really well made.
Okay.
Simple though, nothing like trendy really, or I mean, I like some trends, but I'm much more the girl who has like a whole bunch of different gray and white shirts and all different forms, and you know, like really good jeans, or the shoes that you want to wear that look good and are comfortable that you're willing to pay more for. You know, those kind of things.
Totally.
I also like structure. I'd like dresses with structure and things like that.
Okay. So if you had to pick 2 of those, would it be structure and neutrals, or what would it be?
It would probably be more like, I don't think classic is the right word that I'm trying to use. Because I don't mean like, well, what is classic?
Conservative, right? Don't mean conservative.
No, I don't mean conservative. I mean like simple, maybe.
Okay.
Or just quality over quantity. I don't know.
What about chic?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Chic is kind of the items that you're going to invest. They're going to be quality pieces that are going to stand the test of time. So think like Chanel or very high-end brands that look very nice, but you can dress them up, dress them down.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So then chic and neutral, or chic and structured?
Neutral, I guess.
Okay. So then your 5 words would be chic, neutral, happy, smart, and engaging.
Wait, not engaging, right?
That was the first one you said.
I thought I said approachable.
Approachable. Sorry. Yes. You're right. Approachable. Great. So those would be your 5 words. Okay. So now we have figured out your style. Your style is approachable, joyful, successful, chic, and neutral. Okay. So those are your 5 words. Mine are joyful, successful, engaging, effortlessly on trend, and polished. So those are my 5 words. So that's how you figure out your style. So you put you in the center, 3 words of what you want to be seen as, what you want to be representing yourself as, and then 2 descriptive words of things that light you up when you think about style and fashion. You know, like we said, chic or structure or neutral or bright, things like that. That's how you're quickly going to figure out your style with those 5 words.
Yeah, I can see how even just having that, it makes going into any store or looking for any even type of clothing makes it, you know, easy to roll things out.
Totally. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my first point.
Okay. Let me see what my other one is next. Oh, first 2 foods you must eliminate to accelerate your results. Okay. I mean, there's probably a lot, but I've put them into categories. So the first foods are anything that is processed. So meaning that man has done something to it and you can't just go get it from a tree or a bush or a garden or, you know, it's not from the earth. So this is the first thing I have all of my clients do, even in my group programs, is they go into their kitchens and they get rid of everything that is got these many multiple ingredients and preservatives and additives and food dyes and binders and fillers and all this stuff. It's like, why is that in the food? Because it's not really food. And then I think I've talked about this before, but you take is this food a food test? So you like grab a box of something and, you know, let's say it's like crackers. So, oh my gosh, you could get so many different things. Like if you're like, I just want to eat some crackers with my, I don't know, dip, hummus or something. So we have this whole range in the world from wheat thins, which are made from like refined flour, not good for you. So they basically stripped all the nutrients off the outer layer, and then it's just the sugar part really that is not giving you any nutrition, with all other kinds of things like corn syrups and, you know, all these fillers and binders. So it's not really giving your body anything that it needs or can use. It's just a cracker. It's just like dead food. I often will call foods either live or dead, and that's why eating raw foods is really helpful too for the enzymes. I mean, everyone's different, so some people need more cooked than raw, but when we talk about real food, the reason that it does good in us is because of these like elements that have grown up through the earth and then can be translated and used by our cells. So if you looked at something like wheat thins, then that is not really a food. So that'd be something easy to know to get rid of. And now there are so many more companies these days that are making better choices. So I'm going to say it's always best to eat real whole foods, meaning whole grains or vegetables, proteins, fruits, herbs, and things like that. However, if you can find something that's like flax crackers that's made from chia and like a quinoa flour or something like that, where it's really simple, those are each on their own a real food. So nothing's been done to the flax, nothing's been done to the quinoa except for it's in another form, right? It's just a flour instead of the seed. So those things would still be considered foods, like Lara bars made from nuts and seeds and things like that, versus Quaker granola bar, not. Lots of other crap in there. So that's the first thing you can do. And it sounds like, oh, there's got to be more to it than that. But I'm telling you, most people in the world do not eat whole food diets. Yeah. And if they did, there would be way less disease.
Right.
So that's the first one. And then going a little bit further, the other one would just be sugar, because sugar is such a large concept, I would say. So when I'm talking about sugar, I mean, you have to know what that means first, right? So like, what do you think of when people say, oh, I don't eat sugar?
Like they don't eat soda and candy and cakes and cupcakes and stuff like that.
Okay, so like refined sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that could be level one. Someone else might say, I don't eat sugar, and that means they just don't eat dessert. Mm. Somebody else might say, I don't eat sugar, and that would mean they don't eat those wheat thins because it has refined flours, which is really seen as sugar in the body, because carbohydrates are sugar, because when we consume them, the way that the energy we get from them is the carbohydrate is translated into glucose in our blood. And so that's a sugar. And so, I mean, really all grains are sugars, you know, there's starchy vegetables. That doesn't mean those things are bad for you. Fruits are natural sugars. It just means that they do still, to some level, contribute to raising our insulin in the body. So that's why these things like the Whole30 are so popular, because when you can completely eliminate this sugar from your body for a period of time, it's very powerful. And it really doesn't have to take a whole 30 days, but that is a really great goal or effort, because you'll have even more results. But when you have an addiction to sugar, there's different things happening. So on a cellular level, your cells have adapted in a way to, they're used to getting it. So they're going to crave it until you break this addiction. And so you have to break it in two different ways. The first one is going without it for 3 days. And 3 days on a cellular level, your cells will be like, oh, okay, I'm not used to getting that hit every time or every day anymore. So at that level, your addiction can be broken. Now, it can take longer for other people, but then there's this mental aspect of it. And if you don't address that, where, you know, why are you going for those foods anyway? Is it emotions? Is it anger, depression? Is it boredom? I mean, all of these things. So really the best thing you can do is to address those things, like your mindset, your emotions, and the habits that are going alongside of eating the sugar, before you stop eating it. Because when you stop eating it at the cellular level, that's going to be taken care of. But if you haven't figured out another way to deal with the reason you're going for that, then you're just going to go right back to it.
Yeah.
So I think there was some comments on here, but I can't see them now.
No, I think it was just people joining.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I mean, I would say sugar and then anything processed. So even if that means like maybe you don't even consume dairy. Dairy is sugar, right? So because it contains lactose, and that is broken down into a sugar molecule in your body. So maybe you don't even have dairy, but you're doing almond milk, but you could switch to unsweetened, or, you know, unsweetened, another, you know, alternative. But just even looking at your condiments, like pickles and mustard and ketchup and all of those things can have added sugars. In fact, I think my sister was talking to somebody from Whole Foods, or someone like above like the main store level in that environment. And they were even saying that most of the food, even in Whole Foods, isn't, you know, pure. And they have the strictest standards that I know of. So, you know, like just because it comes in a health food store doesn't mean that it's something you should be buying and eating. Because just because you're getting like a puffed peanut butter organic cereal doesn't mean it's better than eating like a fruit smoothie or just fruit or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy that their stuff isn't even pure.
I mean, yeah, you've got to stay where the food is fresh and real and whole in the form. Somebody said nothing's pure these days. Yeah.
And they like the kitchen.
Cool kitchen. Oh, thanks.
Jody likes her kitchen too.
Fun to be in the
Okay.
kitchen.
So awesome. So then my second point is we wanted to talk about the first place that you should look for items that are on trend now with your style. So you have your stylist, your 5 words that we just figured out. And now where's the first place that you can look to see how you can start dressing in those 5 words? And the answer is your own closet. So for the most part, every client that I've worked with up to this point, which has been a ton, you know your style. You're getting things that you like because you like them. And probably 80% of what's in your wardrobe you could actually wear, and you'll realize it's in line with your style within those 5 words. And maybe it means switching things up here and there, but it doesn't mean you have to do a whole closet purge and get rid of everything and start over now that you have those 5 words. So what you're going to start doing is you're going to take that piece of paper where you have your 5 words, and you're going to go into your wardrobe, and maybe you don't do it all at once. Maybe you hire someone like me to come in and do it with you, or maybe you do it one piece at a time. But you just go in and you pull out, like say I pull out this cardigan that I had on over, and it's like perforated. It's a funky color. It's not something that everyone would wear, but I actually really love this cardigan. I just think it's really cool. And I know that with my 5 words that this falls in line. It's joyful, it's engaging, it's effortlessly on trend, polished, and chic. So for me, this is perfect. This is in line, check, I get to keep it. And now I just get to figure out how I'm gonna wear it. But if there's something that you pull out and it no longer lights you up, it's not something that excites you, it's something that you're like, oh, I'm so sick of this, I don't know if this is in line. If you're even questioning that, then that means that's not in line. And we're gonna talk about that in the next step. But you get to start wearing more of your wardrobe, because right now you're probably wearing 20% of your wardrobe 80% of the time. So you get to start wearing that 80% you're not wearing currently. And you do it by saying, because sometimes people say, I just don't know if it's me, I don't know if I should be wearing it. Now you know. You use your 5 words, you look at each piece one at a time, maybe when you're getting ready, or you do the whole thing at once, whatever you want to do. Hire someone to do it with you, totally fine. But you have your 5 words, and now you know you can hold up that piece and say, is this in line? Is this what I want to do with my wardrobe? Does it fit me? Very simple, very easy, user-friendly way to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. I don't wear my clothes either.
Well, I feel like tomorrow we have a session set up to where all will be worked out.
Good deal. Yeah.
Okay.
But there must be something that draws us to buy these random things.
You know what? Usually that something is it's very in line with, there's usually a 5th word in that 5-word formula. Usually one of them is stretching you a little. It's not necessarily comfortable, but it's what you want. And those pieces that are kind of the outliers that you bought and you haven't really worn a lot, or you know you bought them for a reason, that's usually that 5th word. So it actually typically is in line with your style. It's just that little piece that's pulling you outside of the comfort zone. You just have to learn how to wear it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. This is why I think I've told you before why I buy a lot of dresses, but I don't really wear dresses.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they have to be for only X, Y, or Z times.
Well, they are perfect for, like I've told you before, going out with friends, going out on a date with your husband, travel. Dresses are awesome for travel because you can layer them, you can keep it cool. They're perfect for travel.
Yeah.
For events, they're really good for stuff like that. I love wearing skirts and dresses for events. It's just done for you,
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably why I like it too. It's like 2 pieces in one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, so your last point, Maria.
Okay. What is my last point? Okay. Drinks. How what you are drinking either increases or inhibits you reaching your health and your weight loss goals. Okay, what do you got there? Okay, Suja Lemon Love and water, alkaline water with lemon?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys think about it, a lot of people are drinking all kinds of things all through the day, right? And I think we mentioned this at the beginning too. Water is so important that, I mean, it's what your body needs more than any food. It has to have water. We're made up of like 60% water. So the aspect of having a properly hydrated system is huge, especially if you're trying to lose weight, because it does so many different things. It's going to help flush toxins out of the body, and it's going to help your metabolism to work most efficiently. So when you're asking your body to do something different, so what you do with weight loss is you're trying to induce a change. You're trying to induce your body's systems and structures to do something differently than it has been doing. It's been either staying the same or gaining weight. So you're trying to influence it in all these different ways so that you can create a shift. And the very, very first thing that you need to be doing is staying properly hydrated. And then you need to look at, okay, what am I using to do this? So am I drinking clean water? Is it filtered? Is it purified? Is it acidic or is it alkaline? So I'm huge on alkaline water because it's the fastest way to get your body to be more alkaline than acidic, because it's liquid, right? It flushes into your system and can get into your cells so much faster. So I know you use an alkaline concentrate, and I have an alkaline water machine. And so I was showing you this before, but this water bottle, big water bottle, I'm able to drink an entire one like one time, whether it's in the morning or just in the middle of the day. And when I do that, I don't get side effects of like sloshing around liquid in my stomach. And the reason is because my cells can take in this kind of water better. And that's what we want.
Interesting. So the sloshing happens because your body can't take in the water.
Yeah, like at least not that much at once. So by ionizing it and having it be on this pH scale slightly higher, then you can drink a big glass of water and then go for your morning run, and it won't hold you back. You may have to go to the bathroom more often, though, when you're drinking this type of thing, because it's coming in, it's going out, it's coming in, it's going out, right? Which is good. This is what we want. We want to consume it. We want it to do what it does to hydrate and to flush things out. So your kidneys need to have a lot of water to be able to do proper filtration. You know, even they're filtering toxins through your urine, and that is an indicator when you look at that, like, is it clear, or, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into this, and sometimes even it's your vitamins that can influence it. But, you know, your kidneys need it. We have these 7 channels of elimination, and even one of them being your lymphatic system, it's critical that you have the hydration there so things can move through and be eliminated and released. So one of the core principles that I really believe in is cleansing, and our bodies do have these internal mechanisms that it knows what to do. But the way that we live and the way that we eat and the things that we put in our bodies all the time inhibit it. And so it needs help. So one way you can help it is by being hydrated and having good water coming in. I also use something called cell water. So I put that in my alkaline water, and that helps to open up the cell border. And so it can take it in even better and faster. So that's something else. But so hydration, and then how much should you drink? So we had someone on earlier that was saying they were drinking 1.5 gallons a day. So that's a lot. I saw this challenge going around, I think it was like on YouTube a few days ago, and it was like some internet blogger, his boss was like, hey, you have to do this challenge and blog about it. So for 30 days, you have to drink 1 gallon of water every day. And so he was a really like funny guy. And he's like, well, instead of like just trying to measure this, I just figured it'd be easier to carry around like a plastic gallon. And so then he was talking about how he was getting calluses and people were looking at him funny. But he like, so he did it. He started drinking the water. And the first thing, of course, was like he was annoyed because he had to pee all the time. So that was happening. And then he documented it as he was going through all these weeks. And he was noticing things like his skin, of course. Your skin gets a lot better. Again, when you talk about cleansing. Your liver is your biggest eliminative organ, or gets the brunt of the work, and your skin backs up your liver. So anything that your liver is overloaded by has to come out somehow, and then that's when your skin is like your largest organ. So it's like, hello, breakouts, or eczema, rashes, things like that. It's all rooted in your liver. So when you help it along, having your skin start to look nicer is a really common happy side effect. He was also saying how he had more focus, more energy, like just waking up, like wanting to go running. And his, and by the end, he was like, I don't know if this is in my head or what, but I was happier. I was a happier person. But if you think about it again, like this is the main single one thing that we run off of, we need for survival. So what happens when we lack in this area? It's like this dullness instead of like this vibrancy, right? Yeah. So having enough water is really, really, really critical. So I told my clients aim for 80 to 100 ounces. 100 is great. We used to say like half your body weight in ounces, but there's lots of other things like, are you exercising a lot? Are you sweating a lot? That stuff's going to matter too, because you want to keep your electrolytes balanced. But anyhow, I think you get the point. Water is really key. So that should be the primary beverage you drink. And I really encourage people to just like grab a notebook and write down everything that you do and drink and eat and what you're doing for one day, from when you wake up until you go to bed. And, you can write down too any symptoms that you have during those times, or what are you thinking at those times? Are you waking up happy? Are you positive? Are you crabby? Are you craving? Are you moody? And, really count how much water are you taking in? Like how many ounces are you drinking? Because I know many people that are like, if you don't think about it, it's easy to just drink coffee or, wake up, oh, I got to have my coffee. That's like the worst thing you can do in the morning, literally. So jumpstart your system by flushing it with good, clean water, and then putting it into your routine throughout the day. And then at night again, another great trick is to drink warm or hot water as you put your system to sleep so it can do its natural process of cleansing overnight. That's really important too. And then remember, you're going through the night for hours without anything, unless you wake up like me and then drink it, and then you have to pee again and drink it, and then you have to pee again. But you're probably thirsty. And so that's the first thing you want to do is get it in, get it in, get it in. And then other things that are great to drink would be things like fresh, raw pressed juices, like your Suja and Blueprint, or maybe you have a juicer at home. I love to make my own stuff. And that counts to an extent, smoothies and juices that have water content foods like fruits and veggies, especially like cucumbers and celery and things like that. There's a lot of water in those.
Yeah, it's the first ingredient.
What'd you say?
It's the first ingredient.
Yeah. Yep. So water, and then obviously the things that are going to hold you back instead of accelerate. So water is going to accelerate, and these fresh and raw juices are going to accelerate your results. And the things that will literally hold you back and slow you down will be things containing sugar or acids. So dairy is acidic and it's sugar. Alcohol is acidic and it's sugar. Sodas, energy drinks that are not clean, like Monster, like Red Bull, like these 5-hour energies, like these things should be illegal in our country to consume. It's just hurting the body. So, try to drink clean.
Got it. Cool. Okay. And then, last and certainly not least, you might, with your style, after you have gotten yourself healthy and you're drinking your water and you've eliminated sugar and you figured out your 5 words of what your style is and you're so excited, ready to go, you might ask yourself, well, how do I really figure out what's good in my closet with those words? And I mentioned that you're going to look at each piece with those 5 words and figure out if they're in line. But the really big kicker to that is the final question that you ask yourself is, does this piece light me up? So I used this as an example of the cardigan. as an example of something that I really like. And this does light me up. I get excited to wear it. I like how it looks. I like the different colors I can put with it. And I just think it's really fun. So this lights me up. I know it's in line with my 5 words, so it's kept. But if there's something that even if it's in line with those 5 words, but you're just bored with it, or you're only keeping it because you feel guilty because your mom gave it to you, or you have just
give me clothes.
or you just you bought it at one time and it's in line with the 5 words, but you're just over it at this point. Even if you haven't worn it, it's time to let it go. If it doesn't light you up, it's time to let it go. Because when you keep those things that don't light you up and that aren't in line with those 5 words, they're actually causing confusion for you when you're getting ready. So subconsciously you go in and you see all of these choices, and when some of them aren't in line and they don't light you up, you feel guilt and shame and like, I should wear them, but I don't want to, so I'm going to go back to the 20% that I always wear. So when you get rid of those things that you don't need anymore, that don't fall in line with those 5 words and don't light you up, there's no confusion there anymore. Now it's like you have a wardrobe full of things you love and full of things that you know are in line with your style and what you want to be representing, and you can grab from anything in your wardrobe. I mean, how great would that feel if you had outfits every day that's new, a new outfit that you feel great in? Like, that would be amazing.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Like everything is connected, and it's the same with food, right? So if you fill up your kitchen with things that are all good choices for you and you can figure out what those are, right?
Yeah.
Know what works for you. It's the same thing. You don't have confusion. It's easy. You're doing something that's going to make you happy and feel good.
Yeah. And then when you're doing both of those, you're losing the weight, getting healthy, you're getting your style in order. Then you feel on top of your game, right? Because then it's like, I feel good. I'm doing good things for my body. I'm doing good things for my style. I know I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. Then you get more clients, you make more sales, your business escalates. Like, all of these things happen because the stories you've been telling yourself of I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm ugly, I'm too tall, all those stories, they're gone. Because now you're doing things, you're taking the right steps to get yourself to where you want to be, and it's powerful. That's powerful. So there's no reason to not start that stuff now. I mean, if you're watching this video and you haven't been losing the weight and you didn't know these little tips and tricks that Jody gave you, or you didn't know how to figure out your style, now's the time to take action, because there's no reason to wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is just going to be a result of what you did today. So start today, start getting your food in order, start getting your water in order, start getting your style in order, figure out what your style is, and own it. Rock it, because then you're going to feel amazing inside and out. And that's what we want for you, to feel amazing inside and out.
That's so true. Because if I don't feel good about how I'm eating, I'm like, oh, I don't want to wear any of my clothes. I'll just want to wear, my sweatpants. And then I'm not even fun of shopping. And what girl doesn't like that?
Yeah. And the Lulus always make me look good. Like, I've never seen a girl wear Lululemons where her butt hasn't looked good. So we always go back to that when we don't feel good. Put those back.
I know. They're like magic.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah. So that's what we have for you today. We are so excited to hear from you guys. So please email us with questions if you have questions. We love seeing your chats and your comments as this goes. We will be back next week, probably around the same time, but we'll be sending that out. And if you have questions in the meantime, though, please contact us and we will get right back with you.
Yeah. So make sure to follow us on all our other social media platforms. So we're on Instagram. Mine is just Jody Bullock RD. I'm on Periscope, Twitter, of course. I have a private Facebook group called Pure Foodies. And Kate, what do you got?
So my Instagram is Kate Taylor Stylist. And it's the same for my, well, actually, no. Twitter is Kate Taylor Style. So I'm on Twitter, Kate Taylor Style. Instagram is Kate Taylor Stylist. Definitely follow me on Twitter. I love going live there and taking all of your live questions. So that Periscope is Kate Taylor, just Kate Taylor. So Kate Taylor, Periscope. Instagram is Kate Taylor Style. Twitter is Kate Taylor Style. But definitely follow me on Facebook too. You can just look up Kate Taylor Stylist. It'll pull up my business page, and I definitely interact on there as well. But make sure to follow us because we will be announcing on our Periscope and our Twitter, especially, and our Facebook, most likely, the next Blab, and you will be getting it very soon, and we're excited.
Super excited. I'll be in my kitchen again.
Oh, you love your kitchen.
I do. I'll have to show you my door-to-door organic shipment just came this morning.
Oh, yeah. You got a scope about that.
I'm gonna do it after this.
Oh, cool. All right, guys. So we will see you next week, and we're excited for this next month together with you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.